Now, despite the rising internal protests in Israel and the growing international pressure, there is no clarity yet on the Gaza ceasefire deal. Faced with the prospect of a potential failure of talks, the US is now scaling down its expectations, focusing instead on a different set of aims. Take a look at this.
Under pressure to commit to a truce in Gaza, Israel is stepping up its strikes on all fronts, conducting raids in Gaza localities, mounting attacks in the West Bank, raising the questions as to whether Israel, under Prime Minister Netanyahu, is at all interested in pursuing peace. Defense Minister Yoav Gallant is one of those who have been publicly urging the Israeli Prime Minister to be flexible in truce negotiations with Hamas. Their public spats over the issue have prompted Netanyahu to say he wants to sack Gallant. Now Washington is sending out a clear message telling Netanyahu not to do so, and that they are satisfied with the cooperation with Gallant. According to local Israeli media reports, the US message was polite but clear. Faced with Netanyahu's stonewalling attempts on peace, the US is giving vent to its frustration. It is telling Netanyahu that tensions need to be reduced amid a potential Iran attack that threatens a wider all-out regional conflict. In a blunt message, the US says its aircraft carrier cannot stay in the region to defend Israel forever. In the backdrop of the US hard talk, the Israeli forces have withdrawn from Jenin in the occupied West Bank after a 10-day-long siege. At least 21 people were killed in Jenin city and the refugee camp, the Palestinian Ministry of Health has said. Faced with the constant stonewalling of the truce efforts, the US is indicating it is making its own plans for the possible collapse of ceasefire talks between Israel and Hamas. General C.Q. Brown, chairman of the US Joint Chiefs of Staff, says the US is focused on how not to broaden the conflict and also how to protect its forces. Bureau Report, WION, World is One.
As for more on this, we were earlier joined by Charles Kupchan, Senior Fellow at the Council on Foreign Relations, and here's what he had to say.
Well, listen, I think nobody expected, going back to late July, early August, when Ismail Haniyeh was killed in Tehran, that we would make it to September without a significant act of Iranian retaliation against Israel. That retaliation hasn't occurred yet, nor have we seen a major effort by Hezbollah in Lebanon to attack Israel. And I think that the role that the United States has played here is important. 2 aircraft carriers in the region, more fighter aircraft in the region, announcement of the arrival of an American submarine in the region. The message is here: Iran, Hezbollah, be careful what you wish for. And so I think that deterrence has been effective, as well as Israeli deterrence. But the United States is saying to Israel, listen, we can't leave these aircraft carriers in the region forever. You need to cool down the temperature and make sure that we're not on the edge of a broader Middle East war.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.